That is a PCM for a 94 F150. And I finally got it out, and I'll tell you about that in just a second. So I've taken it apart. I can't really, make heads or tails of any of this stuff. That is above my pay grade. But I do see a lot of corrosion over here where, like right in here, it was able to, the corrosion was able to get in through these gaps. Whether that's causing my problem, I don't know, nor do I really care, because this thing is getting replaced at this point. One, because I have destroyed it trying to get it out. So I'll walk you through very quickly my diagnostics on this. So I was getting in my continuous memory, a 157, and I could not make that go away. Even if I cleared codes, it would come back. And I would get a 159, and those are both MAF sensor codes. I tested all the voltage on the MAF sensor, and the third wire, which is the MAF sensor ground coming from the PCM, I was not getting 12 volts on it. So I did a resistance check with my ohm meter. The wire's good, so that means that this was not sending a signal on pin 9. So after a little research, it's basically a 10 millimeter bolt. This PCM is kind of, it's at the firewall directly under basically the steering wheel in the engine compartment. Pretty easy to get to. 10 millimeter bolt, you take that off, and then you take the wire connector off, and then you just slide this out. And that's where the fun began. That entire process took about 15 minutes, if that. And then 4 hours later, I finally got this out. It was so corroded on the back here and here, multiple places, that I could not get this thing out. And again, I didn't care about it because I knew I was going to be replacing it. So what I ended up doing is I went and got I think this is let me tell you so that just in case you need to do it, I think it's a 5/16 quarter by 4 inch. It's just an eye bolt, right? Just a standard old eye bolt that I got from the hardware store. And what I did is I send it into that thread there, and I did it initially once and I took my screwdriver here and I kind of used it to pry, and this bolt immediately just broke right out of there. The threads just couldn't hold it. So I went back at it and twisted this thing in pretty deep, and then just kind of used this as a handle to wiggle the entire thing. And even that, just wiggling it, took me an hour and a half of 1/8 of an inch at a time. Once I got to about halfway, the thing came out, no problem. But that halfway, 1/8 of an inch at a time, was a nightmare. I was totally exhausted. There were some guys on Ford Truck Enthusiasts. I can't remember your name. I really appreciate the help today. You guys kind of hung in there with me while I was kind of losing my sanity. So if any of you guys are really struggling to get one of these out, and I'm in Michigan, right? Everything rusts in Michigan. So if anybody is really struggling to get one of these out, this is a great way to do it. Is, again, as long as you know I'm changing this PCM, because I would imagine me just yanking on this thing for 4 hours like that, absolutely, if I didn't destroy it already, which I had already, this would most certainly destroy it, but it'll get it out.